Good evening, ladies and gentlemen of YouTube. This is ExperiencePoints, and we are back with another Let's Play The Road to Berlin. And this time we're taking the high road, starting with Leningrad. So let's get to it. Leningrad definitely sounds like it was named after something, especially if Stalingrad was named after something. I don't think it'd be all that good to have a town named after yourself, especially if it turned into like a real hole. Okay, now this one is Infantry Heavy, and okay, this mission at the start is very challenging. So you just have a look. With the supply, you have a lot of supply sources, but not very useful ones. For example, these here, these go to 1 on the border here, so that's awful to begin with. Over here you have the border, which is fine, but you have a bridge here, so it is on the road, but you have all these troops there, so that's kind of useless. Over here, it's not on the road, and you have a supply source of 2, which is just in here. Your main supply is going to be this one here, and this road is going to be the lifeline and the life source of your campaign. If you lose control of it, goodbye, start again. Oh yeah, so we have a look at the enemy they have on the road and turn 8, which does mean 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. So they're pushed pretty extreme. So these guys are probably going to be out of supply quite quickly. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3. Yeah, maybe. Now your objectives. Ho ho ho. Here we go. And Norengord. This one is tough, and that's where the pain begins. You have to take this in 3 turns, which means you can't bleed it dry because there's no way to encircle it in the first turn. This one is turn 7, and this unit is very, very tough. He's let's see, he's entrenched. He does get reinforcements unless they supply down here, but they seem to reinforce here as well. He has a 3 defense, and he's entrenched. So, and he's in a city. So, and I think he's on a let's see. No, he's in a forest. Now, fun thing to note: there's a river here. So if you attack from the south, you get a punishment of a penalty. I didn't realize this for a long time. So that really does matter and come into play. Well, and then your other one down here is turn 9. And even if you take these on the right turn, you can still come up 1 turn short down here because your supply is cut off. And that's happened a few times. This was a painful mission. Not the worst as that von Nord, whichever mission it was, where you had 3 objectives, and you had 5 objectives, and you had a big tank force you had to kill at the start. But this one is certainly up there. Okay, so first thing, attack this unit here, the Luftwaffe. And you're looking to inflict as much pain as you can. You need to cross the river here. This mission has a lot of threat that you need to really maintain. So here we go. We didn't kill him, which was painful. Now, one thing to note: you get about 9 units to reinforce in your infantry per turn for the first 3 or 4 turns, and then you only get 4 or 5 after that, but you don't get reinforcements around turn 5 and 6. Okay, so here, cross the river. Draw all your attention to this unit here. Hit him with your infantry. Bring your guy from the north there. And you're trying to damage him out. Now, the order of that was important because I hit him with this one to get a bigger attack and to try to take less damage, and then hit him with this to kill the last suppressed units. I am reinforcing this unit, and this unit here, the T-34, is going to be your key to smashing through. You can't do it without this specialist step. It's not possible. Okay, so I'm keeping all these units here reinforced because you're going to have a very concentrated force to try to take this. There's no other way. Up here, I attack this unit first because he is a 4-step. Or I should say, sorry, he has 4 parts to him. This one has 5. So I thought it was more important to attack the weakest units first. And it does become a bit of a cluster, and people tripping up over their own feet, so you got to be particular about what units you move and where. Also important to note is which units, I'm using my special step here, and we have a less powerful 4 attack, which is only double infantry strength there. It is important to note how many units you send to this objective as opposed to how many you send down the line. This makes a huge difference. I've had this guy on the ropes the last turn, 1 suppressed unit part left, and I couldn't kill him. I had no units left, and I had 5 units there. So yeah, painful. Okay, so what we're doing here is just taking note of when we have artillery and when we don't, and we have to be very careful, trading off a 1 for 2 there, that I have constant guard on my supply. It has to happen. You've got to be careful here. Okay, they're going to move to counter, and my infantry are going to hold. They're with the artillery special step there's no real concern. And I have enough, hopefully enough zones of control. It is important to note that you do keep that supply. If they're in the city of Leningrad, game over, start again. Okay, they are going to test your lines here, and you may lose a unit, but hopefully you can inflict a lot more damage. Now, you get this 1 unit from the south, this German jungler. I said that wrong, but anyway, come up. Depends how many units you pull off to defend the north and this objective here, because it kind of can be a matter of, can you either sneak these troops through here to cut off their line, because sometimes you can put a unit right in here, cut off the supply, and win quite easily. Sometimes you can't, and it comes, you know, a real bog down. They create a line here, and they pull back here, and they pull back here. So yeah, the amount of threat you create is quite interesting. So pull your unit across the river, and as you see, there's nothing much I can do. Sometimes you might have an infantry unit here, for example, and you need a attack with this one, pull him across, or move him out, and there's a bit of juggling and unit micromanagement to get the most amount of attacks in. So you have to take note of that. Now I am supplied on the river side, but after that I won't be. So it's important, if you're going to reinforce yourself, you keep your units on there. Go over here, I attack this guy, and luckily he retreated, so I'm able to bring in this artillery unit with a special step into next turn. Okay, here I'm trying to do as much damage as I can to this 1 unit here, because we need to get the special step with the attack next turn. Also very important, you bring in this other unit across the river next turn. These 2 units got to be here, you got to have this guy here, and as many artillery units across on the same hexagon, or next to the hexagon, I should say adjacent to the hexagon of the objective, so you can bring in that special step to bear. So this here is ideal. Go over here, it's now push. You need to make sure when you attack the city, you bring your special step T34 into bear. He's going to be very important in actually suppressing the first unit part of this entrenched unit, because he is very tough to kill. Okay, now over here it's a bit of a juggling act here. They won't cross the river, and they won't come up and try to take your supply this way. But at the same time, you need to hold off these increasingly suppressed units. Also very important, resupply. As I just pause the game here, you must resupply all your units to have maximum strength here, and you need to have a lot of strength here. Over here, maybe you can take a bit of a pounding. Even if you're trying to like encircle this unit, he'll just sneak out over here. I found that is very common, because we have no zone of control, because this is in their control. Okay, so he did sneak up there, but it's no real concern, I'm feeling. The problem here is managing small number of units to attempt to manage a larger force. Okay. So here we go, he sneaks out because he couldn't put a unit here to get zone of control. And now, I may be thinking lucky day. This is a hands in the air rejoice situation, but we've pulled off a lot of units here from the south, so maybe we can shoot these straight down here, maybe. Now, what I did first here was he couldn't reinforce one of his units that he put in the last turn, because he won't be able to reinforce that till the next turn. First thing I did was attack with my specialist step. Had to do that to weaken him up again. I don't know why I did that, it didn't seem... oh, I had to do that because I had to move him across. Now I bring in my second strongest unit to try to create suppression. Now I'm attacking with another As you see, these artillery special steps make a huge difference here. And what do we got here? We hit him with our last, and he retreats, which was very fortunate because I had no way to kill him. Next, I bring my units across. I start to carve my way inland. Problem is, I'm now going to be out of supply. So here comes the interesting point. I'm now trying to push my units down the road, but they're going to be delayed here, unfortunately. I need to also clear off any threat on the supply line. It's very important that's gotten rid of. Okay. So it is easy to shoot down here, but you won't have supply. Unfortunately, if you come down here, you may. Okay, over here I'm trying to push my units down. If I'm able to get a unit here by turn 4, I can go here by turn 5 and cut off supply 2 turns later, which will really help drain him. As you see, I'm trying to do a mad dash now to sweep in, but unfortunately we have swamp and river. Sorry, swamp and forest. Okay, so he retreated back. Now this is a bit of a crab shoot. I mean, as you say, a turkey shoot. No real threat there. Okay, here I'm going as fast as I can. I need to try to push. He may be able to sweep around, but not too much trouble there. And here I'm trying to create breakthrough, but I also realize I'm going to lose unit supply, so I have to be very careful. Again, you need to progress forward, but there's only so much supply, so I'm trying to bring units in, contain up here, bring these units down. Though it would be nice if a special step was over here, but it looks like I might be able to desupply him and suppress this unit. This area here, I'm using that more as bait because I'm more interested in supply down here. Okay, as you see, I was able to bring my heavy units to bear, and it looks like I'm not bringing a T-34 into this battle because I'll be able to turn 5, get here, and then 2 turns this unit will be suppressed considerably, which is quite nice. Just reinforcing where I can there, particularly reinforcing the stronger units. I will need as many units as I can over here. Okay, now this guy has unfortunately come down here, and it looks like 3 units are going to attempt... yep, 4 units are going to try to hold off my 4. So this is going to come quite a challenge now. They've realised they can't hold me, so they're going to create a line over here. But keep pushing south. It is a bit of a tense game of trying to push down at the same time hold these units. So zone of control is very, very important. Okay, important thing to note. Turn 5, I have just put my unit here, which means he can't reinforce, and he's going to lose the turn. He's going to lose 2 unit parts in the turn after that, which is great. Okay, let's kill this unit and get all our other units into location. Very important to note again. There's a river here. If you put a unit here to attack, you get the penalty. I think it's a -2 or -3 penalty. And your unit will be decimated. Do not put a unit here. It's completely useless and you will be destroyed. Okay. So over here, I'm not caring about this. I want them to take it. It's just insignificant. I'm trying to now create a front. Keep these units from attacking. I mean, the forest does certainly help. And keep a strong unit here, just in case they get wise and try to retake it. And while I try to sneak over here. Now, he retreated back. There's nothing I can do about that. Unfortunately, all I can do now is try to play the slightly longer game of resupplying these units down here and connecting up. It looks like I may have a good shot at doing that. There are a few forests, and I don't want to put these units in direct harm, but I do want to try to progress them. So maybe I could have pulled them back here, but again, I want to keep these units back as much as I can so I can progress the main force. Keeping a unit up here as well, just to get rid of this guy from cutting off supply. Okay. So I'm not overly worried. We're just trying to push this guy down as much as we can. We do have experienced units, but they're in the back line. I moved him down because he's no threat. He can't attack next turn. He's not supplied. And this unit can't. This unit here can't make it across the forest. And I have zone of control. Okay, so here they've made a big sacrifice, but they meant that I don't have to battle up here, which is great. Okay, he entrenches. Again, now we're just trying to push our way. We want to get units next to the objective as quick as we can. Because we only have 2 other turns after this. So no matter who I can throw at him, I'm trying to throw at him. Okay, retreat those units back, because I might be able to use their specialist steps. I at least have 1 more turn. Though all your infantry do have specialist steps attached to them. Okay, clean up this guy in the south, though he's not really a threat. Okay, now I'm moving all my units down here, but it perhaps would have been best to go here. But over here, we have a really good chance of massively destroying him. Because as you see, we were able to desupply him, and we didn't need all our units. But it's kind of a hit and miss. You can never quite tell if that's going to be the situation. But I am disbanding the units so that I should say reorganizing the units so that I can always get 1 more shot at putting some big units into play and reinforcing some of these units. Okay, that was good. We were able to really desupply him. Fortunately, we're going to be attacking a fully reinforced unit. Now I am putting artillery next to this next turn so that I can try to do as much damage as I can and hopefully de-entrench him. I'm throwing everything I can because I'm only going to have 1 other shot after this. Okay, that's good. That was quite fortunate. And now we just reinforce. I did disband this unit up here. These units back here are not going to be useful. So it's about really reorganizing the ones that aren't useful and reinforcing the units that are. Okay, got rid of him. And here we go. Again, these units aren't going to be useful. They should just all be reorganized up in the north. Okay, so that one part won't matter because you can't reinforce. So what do we do now? We see what we can repel with the most, and the T-34 certainly looks like it's going to give me the best options. So I'm hitting with the T-34. We've had 2 suppressed units so far. I used my artillery because unfortunately it wasn't going to give me as much punch as the T-34. Now we're going to use artillery. Okay, we breached him. Maybe I should have tried previously and I would have got better result with my T-34s. But there we go. Killed off 3 units. Killed off another 2. And we took it! So, going back to the start. What do you need to do? Destroy this unit so you can get this unit across. Then you need to bring this unit up to here. And you need to sort of shuffle units down. By the end of turn 2, these 2 units have to be across the river. This unit has to be directly here. And if possible, you need 2 units with artillery specialist steps here. And 2 units here. Over here, you want to try to make your way across the river. Assault this unit first. And then try to push. You'll draw some units up here, but if you can do a mad dash to here, it's always worth trying with at least 1 unit. Over here, you want to attack either of these units first. Send at least 5 units down to this objective. If you can be here at turn 4, tongue-tied, you can get to here by turn 5 and really put the suppression onto this unit. Then you need to head down here. You need to keep at least 3 or 4 units back here to keep these units in check as they get suppressed. But you need to make concerted efforts to push down here and then to push these units across this way so you can link up and resupply and then just head down. And you're really going to have to play this by ear. You're going to have to use tactics and use your specialist steps to inflict the most damage. But yeah, that's how it's done. I hope you've gained some experience by watching this, and have a good one. Cheers, mate.